Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic longest increasing subsequence. For this, I have already written the code. Accidentally, I deleted the video actually. So I'm doing this one again. So for this particular video, I have already written the code. No worries. Let's discuss the algorithm first. Let's get into the definition part. So longest increasing subsequence, nothing but LIS, is a sequence that is derived from an array such that the elements are strictly increasing. We have to find the sequence where elements are strictly increasing, and there is no way written that we have to consider the contiguous elements itself. We can just go for the non-contiguous elements, right? From the index 0 to index 2, or we can just hop to index 0 or index 1 to index 4 like that. Yep. So we don't have to consider contiguous elements itself. Yep. So the sequence maintains the original order, and the goal is to find the maximum possible length of such subsequence, right? It's simple, very simple. Now let's move on with the algorithm explanation here. So we should make use of we will be making use of dynamic programming, right? So the name itself indicates that we are going with longest increasing LIS DP, actually longest increasing subsequence DP. This is fine. Now first thing, DP of I is equivalent to the length of the LIS ending at index I, right? So DP of I is equivalent to length of longest increasing subsequence that is ending at index I. For every element, we will look back at the previous smaller elements and then update the this one best possible LIS ending at I in the sense. So we'll consider the current element and we will be comparing that one with a previous element, right? The same thing we'll be doing for all the elements, right? So this is what we will be doing. So current element has to be greater, then only we will be incrementing the DP value. That's what we'll be doing. It's simple. Yep. So the maximum value in the DP is the answer, right? The maximum value in the DP will be the answer. Now let's move on with the coding part. As I've said, I had already written the code actually. So accidentally I deleted the video. Again, I'm doing this. Let me explain this one. Yep. So this is fine. Within the main class or within the main method, first thing, we are just going with a simple example. So this is the simple example. And this is nothing but we'll be making use of the length of the array most of the time. So I have assigned this one to the variable n so that we can make use of variable n. Next, we went with a DP array. So we are solving this particular problem by making use of the DP itself. So we are going with the DP array. So DP of I will store the length of the LIS that ends exactly at the index I, right? So that's what we are making use of DP array here, right? So this is fine. So let's go with a base case. So for every element alone is an increasing subsequence of length 1. In the sense, see, suppose we have only one element. Every element is LIS of length 1, right? So for that, we have to write the code. The same thing we have written here, right? Every element alone is increasing subsequence of length 1. So this is fine. Next, let's move on with a for loop here, right? So we have written nested for loops here. You can just clearly see here. So this one, first for loop is nothing but we are building the DP array. I is nothing but the current element. So we are considering the current element. J is nothing but all the previous elements before I, right? So here I is nothing but the current element that we are considering, and J is nothing but all the previous elements before I. Why we are going with the two nested loops here? So that we can compare the current element with the previous element. Previous element that is present. See here, 9 we will be comparing with the 10, then 2 we will be comparing with the 9, 5 we will be comparing with the 2. So we'll do that one. Yep. So we'll be doing that one. Yep. So see here, if array of I is greater than array of j, suppose if the current element is greater than the previous element, then we will increment the DP, right? So we'll increment the DP. So we have written here, we'll update the DP of I by taking the maximum of current DP of I and DP of j plus 1. Nothing but we will be extending the subsequence ending at j. That's what we will be doing. So finally, it's simple to understand, right? So finally, we are considering the result variable here, answer equals 0. And we are finding the maximum value in the DP, which represents the length of LIS, nothing but longest increasing subsequence. So this is it for the algo. Finally, what we are doing, we are just this one, what do we call? Printing the final answer, right? So this is required. We're just printing the final answer, right? So this is fine. This is it for the algo, right? So before running the code, let's do one thing. Let's dry run the code so that we get to know whatever the code that we have written is correct or not. And also we get to know the this one answer for the example that we have considered within the code. And later we can come back here and run the code that we have written. First, let's dry run the code. Let's do that. Yep. So just give me a second here. So let's dry run quickly, right? So here we are going with the same example that we have considered within the code, right? So I can just check the code. We are going with the same example. So just give me a second here. 1 second. Yeah. See here, index, as we are going with 8 elements. So index, we are indexing, we are going with uh, from 0 to 7 actually. So this is fine. Arrays, array we have considered the elements 10, 9, 2, 5, 3, 7, 101 and 18. So this is fine. Now DP, so see, accordingly with the code that we have written, array of I greater than array of I minus 1, we have written that part, right? So we have to we have to compare the current element with the previous element. First thing, 10. For the 10, we have initialized with a 1. For the DP array, we have initialized this one with a 1. So this remains 1 itself. So finally, first what we'll be doing, we will be checking 9 with 10. Is 9 greater than 10? No. So this remains 1 itself. Next, we will check whether 2 is greater than 9. No, 2 is not greater than 9. So it remains 1 itself. Next, is 5 greater than 2? Yes, 5 is greater than 2. In this case, we will be incrementing 1 by 2, 1 to 2, right? So next we will check is 3 greater than 5? No, 3 is not greater than 5. This remains 2 itself. Next, we'll be comparing 7 with the 3. So is 7 greater than 3? Yes, 7 is greater than 3. So we will increment 2 to 3. Next, we will compare 101 with 7. So is 101 greater than 7? Yes, 101 is greater than 7. So we will increment the 3 to 4. That's what we'll be doing. Finally, we have the element 18. We'll compare 18 with 101. Is 18 greater than this one? 101? No, it is not. So we'll not increment anything. We'll keep the 4. So as we are making use of the tabulation here, or this one bottom up approach here, the last element, the element that is present at the bottom right cell will be considered as the output. So this part. So this 4 will be the output actually. This 4 will be the output. So we'll display 4 as output. So output has to be 4. What is the output? 4. What so how it is 4? See here, this one. We have considered 2, 5, 7, 101. Yeah. So this is the longest increasing subsequence actually. 2, 5, 7, 101. So this is the longest increasing subsequence. So this is the dry run, man. Accordingly with the dry run, we have got the output 4. Accordingly with the code that we have written actually, we have got the output 4. Now let's do one thing. Yeah. So we have discussed the algorithm. We have written the algorithm already. We are done with the dry run part as well. We are left with only two things. One is running the code that we have written, and another one is uh, if everything goes well, if we get the correct output, then we have to discuss the complexities for the code that we have written. First, let's run the code that we have written. Let's do that. So let me come to the coding part here. So let me run the code. So we have to get the output 4, right? So see here, we are getting the desired output. So we are left with only one thing, that is discussing the complexities for the code that we have written. So what would be the time complexity and the space complexity here? The time complexity would lead to big of n square. You would have already guessed the time complexity would lead to big of n square. Why it is n square? Because we are making use of the nested for loops here. See, you can clearly see here, right? So because see here, we are comparing the current element with the previous element. That is the reason we are going with the nested loops here, right? So this is fine. What would be the space complexity? Space complexity would be big of n, as we are making use of the DP array, right? So the space complexity would lead to big of this one. What do we call? Big of n. The time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we have written would lead to big of n square and big of n respectively. Now we are done with the longest increasing subsequence algorithm. Next, we will be discussing the one of the important and well-known DP algorithms, nothing but edit distance algorithm. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.